Me go here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Let me just double check that we are live. Let me see. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. If you can hear the sound of my voice, yep. Drop I guess like a one in the chat if you can hear me. If you can hear me. So, good evening. Good evening. I am Chef Sahira. For those of you who don't know me, I am Chef Sahira, and today we are all talking about holiday planning. Even though we just got through our holiday, Labor Day slash my birthday weekend. So shout out to all the Virgos out there. Um, Fun fact, I believe there's more birthdays in September, if I'm not mistaken. But you're gonna see, a lot of Virgos. I know a lot of Virgos, a lot of Virgos. So shout out to the Virgos out there. Also, if you're catching this on a replay, put in the comments replay. Um, and before I get started, make sure you like this, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell. So when I do upload new content, that you are alerted. So I hope everyone is doing well. You had a great holiday weekend. I hope you were safe. Now the upcoming holiday, now you're gonna start to see everything in, I guess, like Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving. You got to go to the Halloween, right? And from Halloween, I think they bypass Thanksgiving, but from Halloween they go straight into Christmas. But Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. And I'm not a holiday person, but Thanksgiving, I think because it's surrounded by food and I love not only to cook and bake, but I love to eat. So I like good food. I like good food. So, um, what I've been doing, so for those who you don't know me, like I said, I'm Chef Sahira and I am a pastry chef, but I do love all things culinary. I definitely love all things culinary, but I happen to specialize in pastries. So once I graduated from culinary school. I've been baking for the holiday for the past, mm, I'm gonna say about 16 to 17 years. 16 to 17 years. Last year was the first year that I did not bake anything. And it felt nice because for those of you who bake on the side or bake to earn a few dollars, or you make cakes, or even as you prepare your Thanksgiving meal, it can be overwhelming. I always cook my Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't, even if I go to somebody's house, I always have food for myself. But once you put on top of that baking cakes and taking orders, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I wanted to go over why you need to start planning now. If you're baking entrepreneur, again, if you're just someone, I don't care if you bake it. I actually had a student who was she had a catering business. So we set her catering business up, and she didn't specialize in baking per se, but she started selling Thanksgiving dinners. So even if that's something for you, cooks out there, chefs out there, if you're thinking about how you can monetize with this holiday season, how you can make it more profitable, I think it all starts with the plan. She got her menu up and running, and she was successful. She did great at that, and that was actually her first time selling. She had just started her business. So, all right, all right, all right. So, and drop in a comment. Are you somebody who bakes? Or do you bake for the holidays? Like I said, I do. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it this year. This would be the second year. I'm sorry. This would be my second year doing it. Not doing it, I should say. But it felt nice. But even though I didn't do it, I still feel like I was. I like to eat, so I like to cook, and this is my one time to eat any and everything. So, but let's just get into, so even if you're just preparing for the holidays, and then I'll dive a little more deep into if you are, planning on baking cakes and stuff like that. So the first thing, so a few tips. The first thing, I don't care if you're preparing your dinner is or baking, is to have your menu together. Definitely prepare your menu. Um, for me, sometimes I find myself trying to prepare. any and everything without a plan. So I think that the most important thing is to have a plan, have a schedule for what you want to get in terms of when you want stuff to be prepared. And as I think I got more organized when I had my shop because as I was taking orders, I knew I couldn't just like the orders like tripled from me just working from home. So I couldn't just start, the day before. I literally had a schedule in place on how I was going to prepare, what I was going to make. I wasn't selling everything that I made. So that's a takeaway. Don't sell everything that you know how to make because that creates the overwhelm. That definitely creates the overwhelm. So I would definitely say get your meal together. If you're making dinner, like get your turkey now. I mean, some people get the fresh. I think we might have had a frozen. I think we had the frozen. My husband does the shopping, and he's actually somebody who tells me to like get your stuff together because he's the store runner. He's the one who goes to the store, and he hates for me to say, "Oh, I ran out of this," or "I ran out of that." Um, that you in terms of with the cost so high of food. I was just talking to my girlfriend and I was saying I don't know that I want to give another event where people just come to eat for free basically. Like food is so expensive. But if it's your family, fine. I know some people give a certain amount for the person who's cooking and they can use that and go shopping and everybody eats that way. But what I definitely would suggest is trying to buy in bulk as opposed to going to the supermarket, because that's where the price gouging definitely happens. Can somebody tell me how much they are paying for mayonnaise? And my girlfriend and I had a conversation about how expensive mayonnaise is. So for those of you who are making macaroni salad or potato salad, that's a lot of mayonnaise. And it's expensive. So I would definitely suggest to keep your budget down is to look at the circulars now, but also try to buy in bulk. For those of you um, who have businesses, think about trying to go shopping in like I would say like a Costco's or a BJ's or a Sam's Club. But for me, I do a lot of my bulk shopping in Jetro or some otherwise known as Restaurant Depot. There you can find stuff specifically for I guess like all industries, the restaurant industry, but for me, like bacon specifically. Costco's, I can't get a case of buttermilk if I wanted to make a whole bunch of red velvet cakes. I can't get a case of they don't even sell buttermilk. How about that? Costco's and BJ's, they don't sell buttermilk, but I can go to a restaurant depot or a Jetro. And I know that you have to have a business to be a member. It's free, so just keep that in mind. But it's not so much cheaper than Costco's or like a BJ's or Sam's Club, but you can find the stuff that you normally couldn't get. And if you buy it from a supermarket, it's gonna be cheaper in a restaurant depot. And what I liked about that, you can like if you need a case of butter, you don't have to buy the whole case. You can buy I think let's just say 12 packs coming in, 12 boxes. But you can buy like four packs of the 1 pound packs of butter. You don't have to buy the whole case. So just something to think about. Um, and also your time management. Your time management. I know, like I said, I've been cooking my dinners for uh, I would say over 25 years. I would say over 25. Let me see. I'm gonna say between 25 and 30 years. I've been cooking my Thanksgiving dinner. And way back when I had to work, so I had to really have a plan like how can I have my food ready because I worked for the city and we didn't have off on a holiday. So I wanted to either be able to take my lunch with me, so I had to have a plan. So start thinking about when you're gonna start preparing this stuff. What do you want? Think about the things that you can have done ahead of time, like I don't know. I've learned that you can freeze macaroni and cheese. Yep, you can freeze macaroni and cheese, and I feel like it tastes better. So if you are baking and you have a tight schedule and you're baking for your home, I would say definitely think of the things that you can put in the freezer. Think of the things like I know for me, I make gravy, my homemade gravy. You can make your gravy ahead of time, and for some reason, it's like the last thing that I always have to prepare is the gravy. Make your gravy ahead of time. You can definitely make your gravy ahead of time. Um, but yeah, so that's just what I just wanted to put it out there for if even if you are not a baking entrepreneur, someone who bakes on the side to earn extra money, or maybe this is the first time you want to start baking. We can get into that. But if you're cooking for the holidays, start thinking now, not when the store is crowded. For me, I know my husband hates going to the store during regular hours when everybody's out. So think about those things to start thinking about your meal now. Um, I know it seems a little early, and maybe as you if you're only preparing your dinner, then yeah. But when it comes to baking, you need to start planning now. You need to start planning now about what you're gonna make. You need to start getting your menu together. You need to start thinking about how you're gonna price it, how you're gonna package it, how you're gonna market it. So because of that, I am offering my holiday baking business boot camp. My holiday baking business boot camp. And I'll pin the link in the comments when I'm able to get to the comments. After this video, I will pin it in the comments. But so let me tell you a little bit about the holiday baking business boot camp and what that is. That is a 3-day event that I am hosting that people who are interested, whether you have a business or not, if you bake for a living, if you bake, and this is the time, even if you don't bake all year long, this is the one time that you want to bake for the holidays to earn extra money. I think this information is going to be crucial because what it allows you to do is I go over how you need to, what do you call it? What do you call it? Get your menu together. I help you plan your menu. So each day, what day one is we're going to plan your menu. Day two, I'm going to show you how to prepare because first you got to figure out what you want to sell. Because like I tell everybody, and I always use this number, and I always say I know how to make 10 cakes or more, right? But I'm never going to sell 10 cakes for the holiday. I'm never going to sell 10 cakes for the holiday. I think when I started, was I trying to? You just want to, you just looking for that sale. Oh, I know how to make this, and I can make that, and you know, and I will say, don't try to get brand new. I only make what I know how to make. I'm never gonna try to all of a sudden I'm trying to I don't know, somebody asked me early on, do you make rum cake? No. I don't make rum cake for the mere fact that I don't eat it and I wouldn't know how good it's supposed to taste. I can't compare it to something. If somebody asked me to make tiramisu, technically, I know how to make it, but I don't make it because you can go to 5 different places and your tiramisu is gonna taste it's gonna taste different. Each place is gonna taste different. No one place tastes the same. So, I search out places that sell tiramisu, and is I think I've found, like, 2 good contenders, 2 good contenders. Well, 3. I would say 3. I would say 3. That would be the Borgata Bakery. That would be, in Atlantic City, I think it's Council and Oak. Council and Oak, they have a really good, tiramisu, and in Miami, I forget the name, I think I stayed at the Lowe's in Miami, they had a really good tiramisu. They had a good tiramisu. So, with that said, anyway, I don't make everything. I say that to say I don't make everything, but so we'll definitely go over your menu. Once you have your menu, then you need to start preparing. How do you prepare? How do you prepare? What are the things that you can do in advance? And in this boot camp, like I said, it's a 3-day event that's going to take place September 24th through the 26th, 7 o'clock p.m. each day. You'll have a workbook, so you'll also be able to take notes down, and I give you some information. You can follow along. And if you are not able to attend, there will be a recording, so you'll definitely have access to the replay. But also, you also need to know how to package it. I think packaging is key. Um, and I will say, sometimes people want to sell like I had a client who I forget what she made, but I remember thinking like just because you know how to make it doesn't mean you have to sell it. Because once you make it, now you need to learn how to package it, right? So you don't want to just give somebody something, I worked on a job where somebody was selling cheesecakes and they sold it like, first of all, the crust wasn't from scratch. That's number one. Secondly, they gave it to you with foil. Like they covered it with foil. So anything that Chef Sahira does, we do on a professional basis. So you will have a pie box, right? I would definitely recommend you getting some kind of pie container, box, pan. Um, all everything I do is from scratch. So the pie crust, you need a pan for the pie crust. So just all of those things that you need to think of instead of waiting till the last minute. And one thing I will tell you, things for the holiday, people are already buying. People who do this for a living are buying now. Soon you will not be able to get pie pans. You will not be able to get a cake, the specific cake board or cake box that you are looking for. So if you have something in mind, if you are doing cupcakes, you will not be able to find. I actually made cupcakes this weekend, and I really stopped selling my baked goods, but special order for my son, so I made some cupcakes in the store that I normally go to. They did not have cupcake containers. They didn't even have the box. I had inserts, but they didn't even have the box. So I had to do some makeshift stuff. So, but nonetheless, so these are items that you can get online. So that would be part of the planning on day two. Day three of the holiday baking business camp, we will go over pricing strategies because it's important to be able to price your items correctly so you can make a profit, right? And I think sometimes you need a little strategy on what you are going to sell. So don't buy something, don't offer something that the cost is so high. The cost is so high. And because this is a holiday, I would definitely suggest sticking with traditional stuff. Um, whatever is traditional in your world, right? But don't try to get so fancy. I've seen people say, "I wanna make a red velvet sweet potato pie," and right? So, how many people are ordering that, right? It may be good if it's just for your family, but I like to emphasize you wanna be able to produce in bulk. So how do you do that? And it has a lot to do with starting with just picking the right menu. You also need to learn how to market and tell people that you are selling items. I've had clients who, they sell, but they don't know how to get people to know about their items, right? You need to start telling people now. You need to figure out what do you want to sell, perfect what you want to sell, package it. All of that needs to be in place. You need to get when I say your menu, not just, oh, I'm selling stuff. One thing that bothers me is a menu that looks like it's so I just threw this together and here's my menu, so those are the little things. If you want because everybody trust me, everybody thinks they can bake, and I'm sure everybody can in their own little world, but if the competition, you're making cakes and "Oh, my cousin's sister's making cake." I just think professionalism is the key, and presentation is the key. So definitely, I would definitely suggest, look into your packaging, getting your menu together, but all of these things we cover in the baking, business boot camp, the holiday version, right? Um, also, let's see. Um, what else would we talk about in there? Like I said, that is September 24th through the 26th. But also, if you sign up, you actually have a VIP option. So the 3-day event is $97. But you can also upgrade to the VIP option. That actually gives you a weekend with me as we virtual, of course, as I show you how to make a pie from scratch, like 100% from scratch. Well, 2 pies to be clear, because when you make pies, there's 2 different crusts that you can have. There's a few different crusts, but specifically, we call it like a, in rich pie dough, and that's the dough we would use with, like, a sweet potato pie, and then you can have, like, a flaky pie crust. So, we would never use the same pie crust that we make a sweet potato pie for an apple pie. Maybe for the bottom, but not for the top. The crust you use for a sweet potato pie should not go over apple pie. A fresh apple pie, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, quick story, there is a very, I would say, famous pie place out here in New York that I was dying to go to. I believe I told this story someplace. somewhere some time ago, and I just was so excited to visit the place and order this pie, apple pie, and it was not good. It was not good, and I think sometimes what happens is, over time, maybe because 'cause they're making so much, it lost the quality. Maybe it tastes good back then, but it literally was a waste of money, and they have, like, an ideal location in the heart of Times Square, and it was such a disappointment. So I'm here to show you how to make a pie crust from scratch. Definitely an apple pie, and actually apple pie, and I believe I'm gonna do a sweet potato pie. The last few years, I've been teaching the sweet potato pie. If you have a fill-in, and, drop in the comments, would you prefer to make a sweet potato pie or a pecan pie or pecan pie? I say pecan. So let me know, but definitely an apple pie. That is, like, ideal for the holidays, apple pie, and it's really the experience of the crust. You wanna use something else, put another filling in it, hey, but just knowing how to make those 2 different crusts, and once you make a pie crust from scratch, you'll first of all see how easy it is. Secondly, more importantly, it tastes better than any frozen pie crust, and you will never, ever eat another pie crust ever again. So, that is what and that weekend is gonna take place on October 19th and 20th. That weekend, I think I said 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So that's like a VIP, and that is 197. So you can sign up for the regular 3-day training, which is 97. But if you want to get that bake along, I'm calling it the holiday bake along. Um, then that's 197. Again, the link will be in the description or in the comments, I should say, right? In the comments. So, but that's it. I think that the planning stage starts now. And again, if you sign up, that's what you will get. But if you have any questions on what you should do or what you're planning, or tell me, are you baking? Put it in the comments. I would love to know. Again, don't forget to like this video and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm trying to see. Do I have any other thing that I want to discuss in terms of planning for the holidays? And just know that if you're not baking or just for dinner, I think the information is still, uh, I don't know that I would suggest that you gotta come to the boot camp just to prepare your home meal, but just learning, what I will say is just, planning, your budgeting, create your menu. Because I know my husband will probably ask me real soon, what are we making or what are we eating, right? You 'cause so you don't have to get everything in one day, right? And I guess depending on how you can store stuff, um, uh, he's gonna get the turkey, he's gonna get a roast, or are you making the macaroni? Are you gonna look out for the cheese? No, my girlfriend, when the cheese is on sale, she'll call like, "Oh, they got so and so got Cracker Barrel on sale." So you wanna start looking now and not wait until the last minute because things are gonna be picked over. And again, if I would definitely suggest you get it in bulk if you can. If you have a baking business, in terms of like just flour. Flour is expensive, but you don't have to get the 50-pound bag. I stopped with 50-pound bags a long time ago, but you can get the sugar. You can get um, like for me, I make like a let's say I make a chocolate cake. Do I have enough chocolate chips to make the icing? Do I have enough? So these are the things that you have to think about. And again, we'll go over all of that in the boot camp. So I think that is it. Okay, Kelly says I would prefer what she said. I would prefer you make the pecan pie or pecan pie. Oh, I can put that on a list. I know I definitely Kelly signed up, right? Kelly, you signed up. Kelly signed up, yes. So we could do that because I know I sell those pies, but that's something that I haven't, actually taught, right? And Kelly actually is one of my, former clients. Kelly knows how to make a lot of things now, let me just say. She signed up with me early on, and then I had an advanced baking class, and Kelly signed up for that as well. So, yeah, we could definitely do the pecan pie. Well, Kelly already knows how to make pie crust, I will say, and she definitely did the sweet potato pie. Kelly did the sweet potato pie. But even in that advanced class, we made rainbow cookies, we made arugula, macaroons, croissants. Um, what else we make, Kelly? We did a custard. What else did we do? I think we did an Italian buttercream. Um, so definitely more advanced stuff than just the basic training that I normally give. In the first training, I just teach basics, but trying to think. But I think we definitely do the pecan pie, pecan slash pecan, and I will definitely do the apple pie. And what I'm thinking about the apple pie is we can do a flaky top, but also the top with the crumble, apple crumble pie. That's really good too. And I know there's people out there making crumble. One of my clients, she makes a crumb cake, and this is just going off on a tangent, but there's a way to make a streusel. It's called a streusel. Um, and that apple crumb cake, you'll learn how to make a streusel, which is really, really easy. So I think one thing I love about baking, learning more about it, is that you can determine what's a good recipe from a not so good recipe. And if you see a recipe that is not telling you how to make a streusel the right way, then you need to look for another recipe. So um, yes, I think I wanna do the apple pie because you can actually take that streusel and use the same enriched pie crust, but I do like the flaky pie crust, so I'll see. But nonetheless, you actually get my recipes. That's part of when you sign up for that training as well. Yeah, and I think that's it. I think that's it. But if you have any questions about it, again, I'm gonna put the link and pin that in the comment section so you can sign up, get more information about it. Again, you'll learn how to plan. Um, like, I think it's important getting your menu together. Super, super important. I don't care if you sold one thing, but I don't recommend it, but, to give variety. But, I think that's important. First thing is getting your menu together. Then you go to the next step, planning. What are you gonna make first? What are you gonna package? How are you gonna package it? How are you gonna price it? How are you gonna market it? That's super important. How are you gonna market it to the people? And we wanna be able to market to not just your friends and your family, right? Dependent. Do you wanna ship some items? Do you have the capacity to ship? Are you able to ship? What does that look like? That's one question I get a lot. How do I ship my baked goods? So, but with that being said, I'm not gonna keep you guys. I just wanted to say that. What time is it? Time check. Oh, not bad. I did pretty good on my timing, so I will definitely, let me see. Who's that? Oh, hey, hey, that's wonderfully me. Yeah, I was just going over how to plan for the holidays for those who are baking entrepreneurs, or some kind of chef, or somebody who loves cooking. You don't have to be a chef. Let me say that. You don't have to be a chef, but if you enjoy cooking, if you plan on cooking for the holidays, you'll start to see online so many people popping up with their makeshift menus, and I'm taking orders, and hey, but you can, right? Food sells. Everybody needs to eat. Some people don't want to cook. So I could easily say, well, this year I'm selling macaroni and cheese, right? But it still has to be a plan. Still has to be a plan. And actually, wonderfully me was actually helped me help my client get her menu together for the Thanksgiving. She first sold her meals for Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, yep, we put her menu together because her menu was all over the place, right? Right? If you remember, her menu was all over the place, so we got her menu together. But if that's something you want to do, then yeah, I will leave me a comment, and I'll definitely swing back around to answer those comments. And I will again link the. I remember I will definitely link the. Let me try to put it in here now so I don't forget. Let's see, let's see, let's see. And if you have any baking questions for me, just in general, um, the one question I get all the time, is show me how to make a I need a red velvet recipe. Um, I get that like all the time. I can give you a red velvet cake recipe, but it may not turn out the way my cake turns out, right? Maybe you just it's things you need to know. It's not just about the recipe. So if there's something that you would be interested in knowing, let me know in the comments. I've taught things from like I said, I just ran down the stuff that Kelly has learned, but I've taught cinnamon roll classes, and maybe I can pull a class together so we can, if that is something that you're interested. Red velvet cake, I will tell you, is like a 2-day event, right? It's not just about the cake. Anybody who has taken classes with me, we never make anything all in the same day. So that's why the holiday bake along would definitely be 2 days. You definitely need time to prepare. Prep. Prep is important, right? You definitely need time to prepare, to get our mise en place, get everything in order in its place before we start to bake. So day one, we'll definitely get our pie crust and stuff, even just start working on our fillings. And then day two, we would bake everything off. So if there's something that you would be interested in learning how to bake, let me know, and I'll see if enough people are interested. I will put a class together, a bake along class together. So, all right. So I'm gonna pin my comment. I put it in there, and guys, that is it for me this evening. Let's see, can I pin? I'm not do that. I have to pin it when I get off of here. All right, guys. So I will talk to you guys later. And with that being said, I will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.